series video. This is Kids Tech Coding Club YouTube channel, and then in this series we're going to be looking at how to code using the Scratch app. Alright, so in the first series I showed you how to get the Scratch app, whether offline, being installed on your computer, personal laptop, or directly using it online. And I also show you how you can get it on your Android tablet or Amazon tablet. Okay, so in this video I want to show you around the Scratch app. So I have already downloaded the Scratch app on my own personal computer, so I want to show you around the app so that you can start creating your own animation, your story, your own game or simulation. Ready? Alright, so the first section I want to show you is the menu section. So you can see this blue bar here, it's the menu section. So there you can see this icon here, which is to change the language. So the default language here is the English language. So if you're from another country and you want to change, so you can always change your language to whatever language that suits you. So for the sake of this video we're going to be using the English language. Alright, so after that you have the file menu. So the file menu allows you to create a new project or load an existing project from your computer or save your current project to your computer. Alright, then we have the edit menu. So if you add an existing project you're working on and then you made a mistake or accidentally delete your project, so you can always use the edit menu to restore your project. So you can also turn on the tuber mode. So this is tuber mode, or you can also turn it off. Okay, so in my next video I'm going to be explaining what the tuber mode works for. Alright, next we have the tutorial. We have the tutorials. So if you're just getting started on the Scratch app and you don't know where to start from, I would advise that you start from the tutorials. Okay, so we have some basic projects that you're gonna work on, some animation, some art, some music, some games, some stories. So you can start with any of the projects. So I recommend that you start with the animation. You can start with animating a name of your choice, and then you can proceed to other projects. So you can see a game project here, and then you can also see some of the music projects, how to record a sound, how to make a music. So all of this tutorial I would advise that you pick them one after the other to get you started. Okay, so also in this series we're going to be looking at some of these projects. From this tutorial I'm going to be picking few of these projects in this tutorial and then use that as our starting point. Alright, next we have the code block. So here you can see the code block. We have different code blocks right on your left hand side. So we have the motion block. So the motion block is that section of the code block that animates your sprite. Okay, so you can move using the move block. Then I can also decide to turn around. Okay, so we have so many motion block you can see. So the motion blocks gives your sprite animation. Okay, so next we have the looks block. So you can just looks to make dialogues, to switch backdrops, to change the size, just to change the look of your sprite or of your project. Okay, so I can decide to change, set the size of the sprite to, let's say, 200 to make it bigger. So I can decide to set the size back to 100. Just like that. Alright, so the sound block is used to bring in sound into your project. So bring in sound into your project, and you can also use the sound block to make different music sound effects into your project. Alright, next we have the event block. So the event block is used to create to start your project, or to condition your project, or to broadcast a message. So you can broadcast a message for your project, and then you can also use it as to start your story, your animation, your games, and all of that. So we also have the control block. You have the wait block, the repeat block, the forever block, the if conditional statement block. So all of these, we're going to be looking at them as we progress in this series. Alright, so I can decide to make use of forever block, and let's assume our sprite is here and decide to make it move like that. Okay, so we're going to be using all of this code in our project. So the sensing block code, we have the touching, where you can pick where you can select other options. We have touching based on color, touching color, distance, and then ask. We can decide to make our project ask, what is your name? My name is, let's say, John. My name is John. Okay, so we can also create an answer for our questions. So we're going to be looking at all of this in our later videos. So then we also have the operation, where you want to make use of some mathematical concept in your game, or in your storytelling, or in your animation. Then we have the variables. So you can make your own variables. You can make your score variables. You can make your point variables. You can also make so many variables, maybe for your games, or for your, most especially your games. So alright, so next we have my blocks. So the my blocks code gives you opportunity to create your own block, your own personalized block, and then you can also make use of this. Maybe you're creating a game or a story, you can use the my block code here to create your own personalized block. Okay, so alright, so next we have the costumes. Alright, so in the costume you can make some graphical changes or graphical art to your sprites. Okay, so you can make some graphical art to your sprite, and so all of these are changes you can make to your, whether your sprite or your backdrop. You can make costumes to your sprite or your backdrop. So alright, so the next one we have the sound. Okay, so the sound, where you can play your sound, and then you can add sound, you can bring in sound, you can create your own new sound, you can edit your sound, or you can customize your sound. Okay, so we're going to also look at how to make your own special sound or music in this series. Okay, so quickly let me move to with the costume here. Also, we have this icon where you can choose a costume, and then you can make your own costume using the paint. Then you can also choose a random costume, or you can upload your costume from your computer. So let me show you the add extension menu icon. So here we have, you can add an extension to your project. You can play a music instrument and then draw. You can draw, make a pen to draw with your sprite. You can do a video sensing with your camera. Then you can do also a text to speech. You can make it translate into many languages. You can use your code, create a key with your code, and then make use of those keys in your games, in your story, or in your animation. And then you can also use the microbit for your project, maybe for your games, most especially your games. And then you can build interactive robots, and then use the Scratch app to code your robots. Isn't that amazing? Yeah. So you can also animate your robot, and then create sensors for your robot. Okay, so alright, so that is that about the extension. So on this part where you have your board, so this is where you place your code, okay, for either your project or your sprite. So you bring in this right here to activate the code, okay, or to code your sprite. So these three icons we have the zoom. You want to zoom in, take for instance, you want to zoom in your code, or you can use this to zoom out, or you can put this at a fit position. Okay, right. So on this right hand side we have what we call the go button, which is this green flag, and then we have the stop button. Okay, so the go button allows you to start your project, then the stop button allows you to stop your project, just like that. Okay, so here we have the panel view. So if I click on this, you can see it changes how my project is viewed. If I click on this, it changes how my project is. So I can use the full view also. Alright, so down below here we have the project screen. So this is your project screen where you can view all of your projects. Okay, so also here down here we have the information regarding your project. So you can see the sprite name here, sprite 1. You can see the direction. So we have the y-axis, and then we have the x-axis, and then we have the y-axis. Then we also have the size of your sprite, and then with the direction at which your sprite is located. Okay, so below here you can also use this to add your sprites to your project. So you can decide to click the sprite to your project. We have different types of sprites by category. We have the animals, people, fantasy, and all of that. So you can just click on anyone and then bring in your sprite. Also, this icon is used to choose a backdrop for your project. So you can decide to upload a backdrop, create a random backdrop, or paint your own backdrop, or select from the existing backdrop. Okay, so you can just select for your existing from your existing backdrop backdrop. Okay, so okay, so uh, so we've talked about the menu bar, we've talked about the code block, the custom block, the sound block, we've talked about your sprite, and then you can also use this F button here to you know, we have talked to read about the Scratch app, the privacy policy, and the data setting. Alright, so basically that's an introduction to the Scratch app, showing you around the Scratch app. So next we'll start making our projects in the next video. Alright, see you then.